Hello everybody, this is Major 7, welcome back to Let's Talk Italy. Today we're reacting to a video, Italian culture shocks as an American student. I chose this video because it immediately caught my eye. Let me show you the first glimpse on the video. And why? That's because it reminds me quite a lot of a friend, hello Austin, that came all the way from Wyoming to study in my same high school during our 4th year. And we also went to a school trip together to Prague in Czech Republic. I have some very funny pictures about that trip. And it also reminds me, the first time I met him, I remember it was during recess at school, and I noticed this man wearing this peculiar shirt to my Italian eyes, and thinking, wow, there is a new teacher with an interesting shirt on. And that's because we were 17, 18 years old. He looked like he was 25 to me. And this happens quite a lot with American people to me. I don't know why. Anyway, if you have any answer to that, just write it in the comments section. Let's go with the video. Italian culture shocks as an American student.
Hello everyone, my name's Connor, and I'm a 20-year-old American passionate about everything languages and travel. I've been studying Italian for the past 4 years, and in that time have had the chance to visit Italy twice. Today, I'm going to be talking about the biggest culture shocks that I experienced on those trips. So without further ado, let's get started.
Alright.
The first big culture shock that I experienced in Italy is a tremendous amount of regional differences in the country. Normally, as Americans, when we think about Italy, we think about stereotypes like eating pizza and spaghetti, the mafia, and people being really loud and having big families.
These are all stereotypes that are more easily associated to the south of Italy, even though, of course, they are stereotypes and thereby not true by themselves.
In reality, a lot of these American stereotypes are more so stereotypes of southern Italy, since the Italian South is where most of the Italian immigrants to America came from. If you dive deeper into Italy, you'll find that there's tons of variety from region to region. Taking food as an example, pizza is most closely associated with Naples, while carbonara pasta is associated with Rome, and cannoli are associated with Sicily.
Yes, that's true for Italian people as well. You can have these dishes, this food everywhere in Italy, but if you want to experience the real thing, you would go to that region. So, for example, I had cannoli in my life. I had cannoli in my life before going to Sicily. And when I went to Sicily, the first thing I did was looking for a place where I would be able to try the real original cannoli. And it was, wow, an amazing experience. The same goes for pizza. In Naples, it's much more common to have people from Naples cooking pizza, and margherita or marinara are the two kinds of pizza that people would usually get, while in the north of Italy it's much more common to find pizza restaurants with all kinds of pizza with absurd ingredients, and yeah, I like to put various things on top of my pizza, so I'm guilty from that point of view.
Funnily enough, Italians themselves stereotype people coming from other regions.
Yeah.
For example, Southern Italians might stereotype Northerners as being cold workaholics, whereas Northern Italians may jokingly stereotype Southerners as being dishonest and lazy.
Okay, yeah, we have these two words in Italian, polentoni and terroni, that have been used historically during the last years, probably centuries. Polentoni refers to people from the north of Italy, probably related to polenta, that is a typical food from the north of Italy, while terroni referring to the people from the south of Italy, so terroni coming from terra, so people who would work in the fields. And yeah, it's probably a thing that has been fading during the last years. I don't perceive it around me as being a thing anymore. That's probably because during the last years, new people have been identified as being problematic, and not people from the north or south of Italy, but from outside of Italy. So we just moved our attention to other people. Yeah, it seems that it's very important for Italian people to have a common enemy.
One YouTube channel that satirizes these Italian regional stereotypes is the Naples-based Casa Sorace, which I'd encourage you to go take a look at.
Yeah.
The second
I'm
biggest
not.
culture shock that
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They are pretty funny. They're not my favorite Italian channel, but they are pretty funny, and they do talk about the different regional differences between Italian people. So yeah, that's true.
I experienced in Italy was the high quality of public transportation.
Mm,
In the United States,
I don't
outside of
know
a
about
few
that.
cities like Chicago or New York, public transportation is really lacking and most people have to rely on cars to get around. Pretty much all medium and large size Italian cities have bus systems to get from place to place within the city.
Yeah,
When
yeah, that's
traveling
true.
from city to city or region to region, there's tons of bus and train routes available. This makes it really easy to plan out day trips when you're visiting Italy and see all the neighboring sites that you want to see. But maybe the craziest thing about Italian transportation for Americans like me is the fact that ride-sharing apps like Uber and Lyft are rarely used in
Yeah,
Italy.
yeah, that's true. If I saw correctly, this video is from 6 months ago, and okay, some things are really true, some I don't know. I would never say that the public transportation in Italy is excellent, but I have never experienced the public transportation in the United States. I've been there with my family, but we had a car, so I don't know. But yeah, it's true that you can move from place to place pretty easily. I've traveled all over Italy using public transportation, so yeah. Maybe it's not super efficient. It might be late. It might be crowded. There might be problems with air conditioning and so on. So I would not say it's excellent, but yeah, it works. And for what concerns Uber, yeah, that's true. They in Italy, the Italian government decided that you can use Uber only if you are an authorized driver. I think there is a name for that part of Uber. Outside of Italy, I have used it. It's really easy to use and super useful. In Italy, it's not a thing, and it all comes down to the fact that taxi drivers were very mad when Uber started a few years ago.
Uber only operates in a handful of cities, and furthermore, due to Italian licensing regulations, Uber Black is the only type of
Yeah.
service
Okay.
available.
So Uber Black is the service with only authorized drivers. I think at this point.
This means that, on the whole, taxis are still the cheapest and most readily available vehicle for hire service. The next thing that shocked me about Italy was the driving.
Okay.
Normally, in
I think I know where he is getting at. I remember Austin, this friend of mine that came from America, that was paralyzed when we would drive with him on board. And I remember that I also had my driving license taken by the police when he was with me on the car. And yeah, he was really scared.
America, we stereotype Italians as crazy drivers, and I found this to be absolutely true.
Okay.
One time, I was in a friend's car in rural Puglia and nearly fainted when I watched him switch lanes to speed past the van, avoiding a collision with oncoming traffic by not even a second. If you're looking for a good
Yeah.
way to learn Italian swear words, all you need to do is sit by a busy intersection for 15 minutes, and you'll hear every Italian swear word in the dictionary.
That is so true. The problem is that there are so many Italian people that don't respect these rules, and it's I don't know if it's possible not to get angry when driving in Italy. I don't know.
And then some. Another thing that shocked me about Italy is the prevalence of bottled water. In America, if
Oh
you go
yeah,
to a
that's true.
restaurant, you'll be
Yeah, yeah,
served
yeah.
free tap
That's true.
water. Not only is this water free, but in most restaurants, waiters will survey the room looking for any glasses that are not full to the brim with water and then refill them with their pitchers.
Yeah.
Now, if you're anything like me and sip water constantly whenever you go out to eat, this leads to an internal dilemma as you wonder
Internal
what to say
dilemma.
to the waiter when they come to your table for the fifth time in 10 minutes to refill your water glass. In Italy, a restaurant would never serve you tap water, or acqua di rubinetto, as it's called, and will instead bring you glass bottles of water for a couple euro apiece. You can either choose between acqua naturale, meaning mineral water, or
Bracca.
acqua frizzante, meaning sparkling water, depending on your tastes.
Mhm.
For Americans, dining in an Italian restaurant can feel expensive because of the couple euro charge you get every time you order a glass bottle of water. But at the end, it usually ends up balancing out, because in Italy, you have to remember that there's almost never a tip.
Yeah, all right. And another thing that comes to my mind is that, yeah, sometimes I might be really thirsty and drink a whole bottle, a whole liter of water at a restaurant, but I rarely, almost hardly ever drink more than that at the restaurant. So it's 1 or 2 euros to just drink water. It's not that much. Anyway, some places might accept the request of having tap water. It's not impossible, especially in bars. But yeah, in restaurants, it's much more common to have bottled water.
Outside of restaurants, many Italian families even buy 2-liter water bottles for their homes and drink those instead of using the tap. While it was pretty easy for me to adjust to using glass bottles in restaurants, as an environmentalist, it was always hard to adjust to using plastic bottles at people's houses.
Yeah, I understand this point of view. I drink tap water at home, and I've been doing so ever since I moved here almost 4 years ago, and I moved on my own and I started living alone. And yeah, at that point, I decided that buying plastic bottles was pretty pointless. Also, because we live close to the mountains, I hope that the water is clean, as they say. And so I just drink tap water. But in most families, in most houses, it's much more common to find plastic bottles. That's true. And that's a habit I think we might want to change.
The next culture shock that I experienced in Italy was the price of cellular data. On my second trip to Italy, I went to a cell store because I needed to get a prepaid SIM for my phone. I walked in fully expecting to pay a fortune, but the shopkeeper told me that it only cost me about 20 euro for 40 gigs of data. I was completely astonished because in America, we're used to paying astronomical fees for our cellular service. I later learned that Italy is one of the cheapest countries in the world for mobile data.
Okay, I didn't
According
know
to
that.
the visual.
But yeah, my fee for the phone is something like 7 euros a month, and I have 50 gigs. So yeah, it's even cheaper than he said. Top 5 least expensive: India, Israel, Kyrgyzstan, and Italy. And wow, that's crazy.
Visual capitalist, 1 gig of data in Italy averages to be about 43 cents, making it the 4th cheapest country in the world.
in the world. Wow.
Another thing that shocked me about Italy was how strange the bathrooms can be.
Okay.
During my first trip to Italy, I was eating at a restaurant near the Trevi Fountain and decided I need to go to the bathroom. So,
Decided I needed to go to the bathroom is interesting. I don't know if I've ever decided I needed to go to the bathroom. Maybe once, yeah, in the Netherlands.
The owner of the restaurant and asked her where it was, and she pointed towards the door in the back. I walked over, opened the door, and then completely freaked out when I saw an old Italian woman washing her hands in the sink. I returned to the owner, asked her if that was in fact the men's bathroom, and she looked at me like I was stupid. So, after I saw the old woman leave, I went back into the bathroom for a second time.
Okay.
Looking around, I was surprised to see a men's toilet locked behind a door to the left and a woman's toilet locked behind a door to the right, something I'd never seen before in America. Another thing that really shocked...
Wait. I'm not really sure that I understood what's strange about that. So, he's saying that there was probably a common was probably a common room with the sinks to wash your hands, and then one bathroom on the right and one bathroom on the left, one for women, one for men. Yeah, in Italy that's really common, and I'm not sure I understand why it's not common in other places.
Shocked me in Italy was actually the vending machines. There were vending machines everywhere, selling snacks, beverages, coffee, condoms, and more. In some urban areas, you can find automated vending shops made up completely of vending machines. I even saw some vending machines selling cigarettes and beer. These vending machines required you to input an ID to verify that you're of legal drinking age, although I'd question how effective that method was, since on numerous occasions I saw kids that looked no older than 13 years old.
Yeah, we do have some vending machines, but I don't know, I don't think they are very, very common, and they are not a peculiar thing of Italy, in my opinion.
Using them. And that leads me into my next culture shock, the Italian drinking culture.
Okay.
In Italy, the drinking age is 16 for beer and wine, and 18 for liquor.
Even though I'm not sure that is still the case. I read somewhere that now you must be 18 also to drink beer, but I'm not really sure because I'm a little bit older, so I don't really care about that.
In reality, though, these rules are not strictly enforced, and it's
No,
common for bars and stores to not even check IDs.
that's true.
Overall, Italians have a much healthier relationship with alcohol. Wine
That's
is an
also
essential
true,
part
I
of
think.
Italian cuisine, but yet, binge drinking is completely frowned upon. Alright, guys, that wraps it up for today.
Okay, yeah, that might be true. Okay, yes, I remember starting to drink my first beers when I was 14, probably, and I was at the bar, so yeah, they would not ask me for an ID. Of course, we would drink small quantities of beer, and it might have happened a couple of times when I was 14, 15 that we drank a little bit more, but that was not often. That way, I think you at least it's not healthy, it's not a good habit probably, but at least you understand what drinking is and what the problems that come are. As far as I know, in the United States, you have to be 21 to drink legally, in most of the states at least. I remember when I went to United States, I was 19, I think, and I was able to, no, I was probably 18, but anyway, I was able to drink a beer only once, and I don't remember in which state I was. But anyway, this way, people never get a healthy relationship with alcohol. They're just told that they can't have it until they're 21. When they're 21, they go for it. They exaggerate. Yes, we might exaggerate as Italians as well. That's completely true. But most people have a pretty good relationship with alcohol. As he said, wine is part of the culture. All right, I think the video is
Today's
finished.
video. Thank you for watching,
Yeah,
and let me know in the
alright.
comments what
Alright, I can understand some of the things he said. I don't know if these ones would be big cultural shocks for everyone, but I do understand. And I'm looking forward to watching some other videos of this guy. Seems like a nice guy, and he's very clear. He knows that some of his audience is Italian, so he speaks kinda slowly and calmly. So yeah. Good video, and I think I don't know how many subscribers has he got. He's got a really small number of subscribers, 1,100. Well, small number. It's still a big number compared to me. Anyway, go subscribe to this channel and support the original content creator. And as always, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. If you have any suggestions for topics you would like me to cover about Italy in the next videos, let me know. And that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye, Major 7.